Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. The Heat's three biggest head-to-head streaks heading into 2024-25. It was November 16 and Miami Heat coach Erik Spoelstra was seated at the podium at Kaseya Center for his pre-game media availability. When asked about his team's losing streak to that night's opponent, the Brooklyn Nets, Spoelstra became visibly annoyed. Reporter, what have they done that has caused you guys difficulties the last several games? Spoelstra, I'm not going to concede that. Spoelstra furrowed his brow, raised his right hand in a Wasamitawidiu kind of way, and shook his head. A second later, he grimaced and adjusted in his seat as if the question itself was hanging on his back. The Heat have been among the winningest franchises in the NBA over the last 30 years, with the most successful years captained by Spoelstra. It isn't often that he or his team are asked questions about their struggles against a specific opponent. But on that night, the Heat had lost their last 5 against the Nets. They won by 7 that night to break the streak. With the NBA schedule for the 2024-25 season released this month, it's worth taking a look at the Heat's active regular season streaks, winning and losing, and when they will have a chance to break or extend them. Denver Nuggets. Since we're only looking at the regular season, this doesn't include Miami's Game 2 win over Denver in the 2023 finals. The Heat's last regular season win was before the Nuggets became champions. Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo each had 22 in this August 2020 matchup, while Kelly Olynyk added 20 off the bench. Nikola Jokic struggled, finishing with 19 points on 7 of 16 shooting. Jamal Murray didn't play as he was still recovering from an ACL injury. The Heat won't have to wait long for their chance to snap this 8-game losing streak. They travel to Denver in their 8th game of the season. But the Heat have only one win in Denver since 2017. Their home game against the Nuggets isn't until January 17. Boston Celtics. This is the only other team to which the Heat have lost at least 3 regular season games in a row. The last win was in January of last year. The Heat lost all 3 regular season meetings last season and 4 out of 5 in their first-round playoff loss to the Celtics. After many postseason meetings and classic battles, the Celtics got the best of the Heat last season en route to their 2024 championship. The Heat will get a chance at revenge when they visit the Celtics on December 2 in Boston, where they haven't won a regular season game since December 2, 2022. Miami hosts the Celtics for the first time on February 10. Houston Rockets. The Heat have the Rockets' number. The last time they lost to the Rockets, James Harden and Russell Westbrook shared the Houston backcourt. This is by far Miami's longest win streak against an individual opponent. Others include the Charlotte Hornets, 4, Sacramento Kings, 3, and San Antonio Spurs, 3. Miami Heat told why 21-year-olds should be starting. The Miami Heat have not made any significant moves this offseason, deciding to trust the group of players that they already have. The franchise seemed to believe that the answer lies in the roster being healthy and not in making wholesale changes on the back of last season's first-round playoff exit at the hands of the Boston Celtics. The Heat's biggest addition this summer has been Alec Burks. So, it is safe to say that Erik Spoelstra once again needs to get the most out of his roster. Thankfully, he is an expert at that. The Heat will be depending on a number of their young players to improve and step up to the plate if they are to be successful next season. Nikola Jokic is someone who looks set to play a significant role for the Heat in the 2024-25 season. He is projected to be the team's starting power forward. Jokic enjoyed a breakthrough season in 2023-24. After playing just 15 regular season games the year before, he started 38 times in the previous campaign and was in the starting lineup for all 5 of their playoff games against the Celtics. In a Q&A on the Sun Sentinel, Ira Winderman was asked about Spoelstra possibly going a different direction and not starting Jovic next season. The journalist replied, "Then it gets interesting for the Heat on multiple levels. First, I've been listing Nikola Jovic as the starting four because I'm not sure I see another option on this roster. I still think it would be too soon for Kel'el Ware. Haywood Highsmith would be an undersized stretch. It hardly would be maximizing Jamie Jaquez Jr.'s skill set. And it seems as if the Heat and Eric Spoelstra have moved beyond a pairing of Bam Adebayo and Kevin Love in the first five. But, if the Heat do move in such a direction, then I'm not sure where Nikola Jovic might fit as Eric Spoelstra cycles through his rotation, considering the volume of wing options he has at his disposal in smaller ball pairings. So I almost think you start Nikola at the start of the season to initially get the best read on your roster. Of course, that all could be what camp is about. It feels likely the Heat will start the season with Jovic in the first five. The likes of Jaquez Jr., Love and Highsmith could feature in that role as well. Of course, some are concerned about Jovic's off-season injury and his unimpressive play at the Olympics. Hopefully, he will be back to full fitness before training camp starts. Should Miami Heat finally go for Zach Lavine? The Miami Heat are probably one legit scorer from growing closer to winning a championship. If they pursue a midseason trade, one player they could target is Chicago Bulls guard Zach Lavine. Lavine brings scoring. He was a 20-point scorer from 2020 to 23. It appeared he had the Bulls on the verge of the next level, but it never happened. The Heat can offer Tyler Herro and/or Duncan Robinson in exchange for Lavine, who could take the scoring load off Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. A move finally puts an end to constant trade speculation of Herro and Robinson. Both have endured 3 summers of hearing their names in trade rumors. However, there are some concerns. Lavine tends to struggle in the postseason, shooting 42% in 4 career games. He doesn't have much playoff experience compared to Butler or Adebayo, who have played twice in the NBA Finals since 2020. Lavine needs to take advantage of every opportunity. The other downside to Lavine's game is his defense. Herro is not much better, but at least he has bought into the Heat's system. Lavine makes more than $40 million this season. The Bulls will likely trade him to avoid letting him walk during free agency. Will the Heat management take the risk and go for it? Much of it depends how successful they are at the beginning of the season. If not, a move could be in store. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Zach Lavine? Leave your opinion in the comments.